When it comes to the safety features of the Honda Vezel, many Vezel imports come with the Honda Sensing, a suite of advanced safety features, which include the collision mitigation braking system, which is the most common, and I'm going to explain, the lane keeping assisting system, the road departure mitigation, the adaptive cruise control, and the traffic sign recognition. But the most common one that I've experienced is the collision mitigation braking system. And how it works is when you're in traffic and a car is very close to you, even when you press on the accelerator, the vehicle brakes and there's a beeping sound coming in from the dash that alerts you that a vehicle is very close. This can happen to prevent you from collision from the front, or if a car is very close to you and the vehicle from the other driver from the other vehicle is so close to you to the point where the an accident is imminent, and especially in traffic. So this one is very irritating, and there's a long beeping sound that comes out from the dash, and I must say it can really scare you, because that one tells you like there's an imminent danger from either the back, the side, from the passenger side, especially if you're driving, because it's a right hand drive. Danger comes in from the left side, and when it comes in from the left side, the vehicle automatically slams on the brakes even if you're stepping in on the accelerator. So the standard safety features also include the multiple airbags. They have the dash airbags, steering airbags, seat airbags. There's the anti-lock braking system and vehicle stability assist. They are present on this vehicle. So you're guaranteed safety when it comes to this car. And the way the car is designed, it's designed to make sure it protects everyone in the car, especially with the airbag system, the ABS, the collision mitigation braking system, which is the most common, the lane assist, the lane keeping assist system. This one helps you, especially when it comes to driving on the highway or freeways. So this one helps in knowing when to change the lanes, because vehicles are coming in at high speeds and the sensors around the vehicle make this possible. And there's also the adaptive cruise control, like I mentioned, and the traffic sign recognition on this model. The Honda Vezel, similar to all the other vehicles on the road, experience problems and mechanical faults. But this one is very different for the Honda Vezel, because not too many problems are reported from the non-hybrid, but the hybrid models, especially with that hybrid motor, that's where the issues start. And the biggest issue, especially coming in from the hybrid models, is the dual clutch transmission issues. So this is the most frequently reported and potentially costly problem for the Vezel hybrid. The symptoms include the jerky gear shifts, hesitation, and sometimes the car rolling backwards on incline. So, and this is often linked to overheating, especially in stop and go traffic or hilly terrain, or issues with the actuator fluid. So, regular and proper transmission fluid maintenance is crucial for DCT longevity. So, given like the fact that I've experienced the Honda Vezel, I must say if I experienced the hybrid model and I tried it on different terrains, this will be one of those issues that I will have had to deal with while driving this car. And given the fact that there's a hybrid motor there, there's also the engine is there, majority of them stem from the hybrid motor itself. And even the next issue that comes in and it plagues the vehicle is the hybrid battery degradation. Coming in from the dual clutch transmission issues, you have to deal with the hybrid battery degradation. So this is when the hybrid stops working and the battery just goes bad in time. So like all hybrid models, hybrid vehicles, the high voltage battery can degrade over time. That means uh, kind of just stop working, especially in hot climates like Kenya. So this leads to reduced fuel efficiency and less reliance on the electronic only driving. And the replacement of this can be very substantial, ranging from 100,000 to 180,000 and counting. So the hybrid battery has been one of those issues that I've seen in a majority of the garages. There's this time I was going to pick up a car from a friend, and when I saw it was a brand new Honda Vezel, I asked the guy who's taking care of the garage. I asked the mechanic, like, what's going on with this car? This car is supposed to be new, supposed to be on the road. The man told me issue is the hybrid battery, and I was shocked at the time. And when I went ahead and did my own digging, I saw that this is one of the major issues. And majority of the garages, when you mention Vezel and you mention hybrid, these two, the DCT, the dual clutch transmission issues, and the hybrid battery degradation, those are the two main problems. You can even add the gearbox faults when they happen, but they rarely do occur. But these two, for the hybrid model, that's where the problem is when it comes to this car. Also, we have the air conditioning system issues. Some owners of the Honda Vezel have reported AC problems. I've not experienced AC problems. Uh, I've not experienced them at all, but still an issue that occurs, which I'm going to look at in depth. Then there's the spare parts availability. So some spare parts are difficult to source, while some common service parts are readily available in the Kenyan market. Specialized parts for the DCT, hybrid system, or certain interior electronic components can be harder to source and very, very expensive. And even when it comes to the spare parts, so you can even see from the DCT and hybrid system, sourcing these spare parts are not easy. And this one is one of the main reasons that it discourages people from purchasing the hybrid model for the Honda Vezel. I know it's a coveted model, especially with its fuel efficiency and the upside that comes with the Honda Vezel. But when you look at some components missing, especially when it comes to the hybrid system, this is what makes people pull their hair out of their head, especially when it comes to maintaining this vehicle. And often you can see that making this making this decision to go ahead and buy a hybrid, it can be a head scratcher sometimes, because if you look at the potential downside, not only the upside but then also the downside, it can make you change that decision and just go for the non-hybrid. But I'm advocating for the non-hybrid because it's something that it's a vehicle that you can easily maintain, and when you take it to the service bay, mechanics can have a look at it easily. So as Honda, they themselves do not officially support these imports for the DCT, the hybrid system. It forces vehicle owners and mechanics who run garages to rely on second-hand parts to be able to source for second-hand parts for these vehicles. So, yeah, that's a very, very tough situation, especially for a vehicle owner. That will mean more time in the garage. That will mean that you have time away from your vehicle. The time that you would have been using that vehicle, you'll end up spending it most of the time looking after it in the garage. So, yeah, those are the issues, especially stemming from the DCT and hybrid systems for the hybrid model. Then the computer and electronic issues, which is less common because Honda have made an effort to improve their electronic systems and their wiring there. So, but some imported units with prior heavy use might experience infotainment glitches or sensory failure. So, these are things that come with the type of vehicle that you buy when it's a foreign use. When you buy a high mileage foreign use vehicle, even if it's coming in from Japan, you might experience some of these issues with the first 1 or 2 years of you driving it. But if you import a fairly low mileage foreign use vehicle, this might not be an issue. So the computer glitching sometimes it can be very irritating, but there are also reports on the computer touching the negative battery terminal in some units, which can cause damage if not addressed. Based on owners' reports and general automotive knowledge, there are some common issues you might encounter. There's the refrigerant leaks, which is the most common. This is perhaps the most frequent cause of an AC system blowing warm air or losing cooling efficiency, and it really affects the internal experience in the interior of the vehicle when you're driving. And the leaks can occur from the condenser. The condenser, often located at the front of the car, similar to the small radiator, is prone to damage from road debris, leading to leaks. There's also the evaporator. Leaks can also occur from the evaporator core, uh, which is inside the dashboard and can be a more involving repair because it's very difficult to do a DIY repair on that. Hoses and seals, over time, the rubber hoses and seals can degrade, crack, or loosen, leading to the refrigerant escape. And these are just those issues that you might ignore during your time driving or during your time owning this vehicle, and they can end up costly in the end. There's the AC compressor issues. The compressor is the heart of the AC system, pumping in the refrigerant. And the common problems that you can experience is the compressor failure, the compressor clutch failure, and unusual noises. So the compressor failure, a faulty compressor due to electronic issues, lack of lubrication, or internal mechanical failure, will prevent the system from cooling and can do some serious damage on the vehicle. There is there's the compressor clutch failure. If the clutch that engages the compressor doesn't work, the compressor won't spin and you won't get cold air from the AC. And there's also unusual noises, grinding, squeaking, or clicking noises from the AC system can often point to a failed compressor or clutch. So those are the issues that are affecting majority of the time on the AC. Then there's the electric fan, cooling fan control unit failure, especially on the hybrid models. So the hybrid models come with a slew haul of issues. For the hybrid models for the Vezel, some owners have reported issues with the electric cooling fan or its control unit. If the fan isn't working properly, e.g., it's making a humming noise or but not spinning, it can lead to the AC blowing in hot air, especially in slow traffic or at an idle, and potentially can even cause the engine temperature to rise, which is very dangerous because you can risk the vehicle exploding, which is something if you're able to check it, if you're able to check for these issues, these faults, you can take the car to a reputable mechanic or a garage and you have it fixed. Then also the electrical issues, the problems with the fuses, relays, or wiring related to the AC system that can prevent it from engaging or functioning correctly. I mean, the electrical system of the car is very important, the ECU, the electrical control unit. If it's compromised, it can lead to the vehicle not operating optimally, and it can overstretch some parts of the vehicle. Let's say, for example, the sensors are not working well. You might not be cautioned enough by the vehicle's system. And also to add on a clogged cabin air filter. While not a system malfunction, a dirty or clogged cabin air filter can significantly restrict airflow from the vents, making the AC feel weak, even if it's producing cold air. And but the good thing is it's a simple and inexpensive fix. Also, there's the unpleasant odors coming in from the car, mold or bacteria growth within the evaporator core or air ducts due to moisture accumulation can cause a musty or very bad smell from the AC vents, which really ruin the experience of the vehicle and when you're driving. And those are the common problems that you can experience coming in from the AC. And the biggest question is, what do you do if you experience these AC problems? So you can check the air cabin filter, which is very important. This is the easiest and cheapest thing to check and replace yourself. And if you don't want to replace yourself, you can take you can take the Vezel to a reputable mechanic who can do the diagnostics. And you also look for obvious signs. Check for unusual noises when the AC is on, or any visible oil residue around the AC components. This will indicate the refrigerant leak, and also seek professional diagnostics. If the complexity of the issues from the AC are too heavy or they are out of your control, you can take the car to a reputable mechanic or a garage, and they have a look at it, and they can be able to diagnose it before the issues go out of hand or get out of hand. While the air conditioning issues can be very frustrating, just like I mentioned earlier, most are repairable. Regular AC system checks and timely cabin filter replacements can help prevent some of the most common problems occurring. And this can save you a lot of hassle, especially with you having comfort with your ride, with your car.